All right, guys, it's been a few days and life in the startup continues. Things are still going strong. Me still doing great. We spent some time cleaning up the warehouse, so thank you, Ty. I know he was out there cleaning everything up and taking care of some boxes. And we've been building a new chatbot AI. So you guys have been hearing about AI all over the place. I want to give you my take on how impactful this technology is going to be at a high level, and then how we at a startup are already utilizing it. So as of this week, we have started implementing AI into our customer service platform. So what you see here on this screen here is basically a giant chatbot that we've built. What we do is we use GPT 3.5 Turbo to take in incoming chat message, classify it, or an email, classify it into a bunch of different buckets. Then we run it back through GPT 3.5 and have it basically pull in all kinds of contextual data from our website, all kinds of different data back into the model, and then spit out an answer. And oh my God, is it good? It's gotten better and better as we've worked on it, as we've kind of handled some of those edge cases. It had a tendency to hallucinate, so we're working on that and we're trying to solve that problem. But it's definitely a lot better than before. And the reason why this is so important is because of the impact that it's going to make with respect to how fast we can respond to customers, which is absolutely critical for a startup like us. Good customer service is key. And being a core team of 5 people, it's nearly impossible for us to work on development, ship product, and then also respond to customers. It's a lot to juggle with such a small team. And this is going to definitely make a huge impact on that. And then the other thing is it's going to make a huge impact on cost. So right now we pay roughly between $20 and $25 an hour for customer service, for either our in-house team members or when we outsource it out to anyone else. That is expensive. That's a very fast. When I look at our analytics, we're paying an average of $3 to $4 per response. With this technology, when it's fully employed, it's going to cut that cost down into roughly 2 cents, 1 cent per response. So it's almost a 100x factor improvement over our current pricing and our current costs with respect to customer service. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely crazy. So now let me tell you a little bit about how I built the structure around the chatbots, just so you kind of understand. When you send us a message, it typically falls into a bunch of different buckets. It's either going to be, hey, I have a question about shipping, or I have a question about this, or I have a question about that. We're using GPT to actually analyze your message and put it into one of these buckets. And we're prioritizing 3 different buckets and saying, hey, it matches this one most closely, this one, second most closely, this one, third most closely. Then we're taking that contextual information with respect to which one of those buckets it fell into and giving GPT that information. So we're feeding additional context into the model and letting the model know, hey, here's some additional context that you may need to be aware of in order to appropriately respond to this customer's question. We're also taking that original message and parsing out certain words. So, you might use the word Microsoft Teams, you might use certain words, and that's actually then doing a keyword search on our website and identifying web pages that may be available for customer support. So a lot of times, in most cases, a lot of folks don't go look on the web page and do the search on the web page to find the information. They just send us a question. This is going to actually be able to pull that information back into this AI model and give the AI model this information as well with respect to what's out there. Then we take all that information and GPT actually compiles it and actually generates a response. Once that response is generated, then we check that response to make sure it meets certain criteria and certain rules, all kinds of different things like, hey, don't include this or don't include that, or make sure you say this and make sure you provide a signature line that says you're an AI and don't try to lie to anybody. So we give it all these additional rules. And once all that's done, it generates a message and it sends it back out to you. So that whole process, from start to finish, from top to bottom, takes about 4 to 5 seconds per response, which is extremely fast. And it only costs, roughly, 5 interactions with ChatGPT, and the GPT model is 0.2 cents, for every 750 words roughly. So with this type of technology, we took the price of responding to one of your inquiries down from $4, $3, which is extremely expensive for a hardware startup, all the way down to 1 to 2 cents. So necessity is the mother of all invention. This is something that, I've been working on for the last few days. That's why I haven't put out any videos, but it's something that I've been extremely excited about. I've been testing it with the team, and every time it answers a question wonderfully, I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. And then every once in a while it makes something up and I'm like, oh no, we can't have it do that. So we're still working it out. There's still going to be some bugs here and there, but this technology is definitely transformative. It's going to change customer service forever. We will never live in a world where we can't get an answer right away or we can't do something right away. That is quickly coming to an end. And I have a lot of thoughts about AI and technology, and I'll be sharing them, here and there, but it is definitely a transformative technology. It's already being employed by us. We're a small startup with 5 people and we're using it. The larger companies are going to be trying to get on top of this technology as well. We already started experimenting with our own models. We've already started experimenting with running AI locally. We've already been experimenting with all kinds of different things, AI, to try to help streamline business processes and speed things up. So it's definitely super exciting time to be alive. If you haven't used some of these models, you definitely should. It's more than just writing poems and songs and funny stories. They are transformative. They will be transformative going forward, and they're going to really help a lot of businesses accomplish their goals, especially if you can build frameworks around the models to help them, achieve what you're trying to achieve. So yeah, that's what we're doing here at Mute Me this week. That was one of my big things pretty much for the last 4 days. And so I've been pretty busy with that. I can't wait to share with the rest of the team some of the stuff, some of the responses, and they got a glimpse here and there, but I kind of just, they've seen the responses because right now it's putting the responses back into the customer service platform as notes. And so they've seen some of that stuff and they're just like, oh my God, this is so cool. They can't wait till it's released. But we're just working out some of the kinks before we put it forward. So I know we've been lacking with respect to customer service. It's been one of our Achilles heels as a company. When we actually respond to someone, people always give us praise for how great our customer service actually is. But getting a response from us has been something that we've been slow with. And it's really just been a limitation of kind of where we are. This is something that's going to be transformative with respect to how fast we can respond and how quickly and accurately you're going to get an answer to your question. Because most of the times the questions are very generic. It's like, hey, how do I configure this? Or this didn't work for me, and it's always like the same thing. It's like 99% of the time, it's like, hey, you got to do this, or hey, make sure you've done this, and we were able to get past some of those issues. So super excited to share this with you. It's been a crazy week. It's only Tuesday, and the technology keeps getting better and better every day. We try to make a little bit of progress as a company to make our products better, our services better, so that way ultimately you have a better experience online. So that's my update for the week, or my update for the day, and I'll be logging off now.